Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is VlogsBoutNothin. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy night to join me. I really appreciate it. I'm a silly dude, okay? That's it. I'm sitting here, I'm doing vlogs about nothing. I got a little bit of energy, so it's just sort of like that's what's going down. Kind of reminder, a kindly reminder. These, whatever. Let's just go with this. In terms of I wasn't sure which subject we were gonna go with, but we're just gonna go with it. If I haven't already thanked you, you feel me? Like, feel that vibe. Rhythm is a dancer. I'm just saying, you can feel it anywhere. I don't know. We're talking tonight about Grammarly. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're new to the channel, this is what we do. Nothing. We take many sidebars, and everything's unscripted, right? So, yeah, here are some subjects that I came up with. There's some old ones there. We do 4 videos a day, and I will be doing so at least until the end of the year. So it's a personal challenge, just like me not shaving till October 27th, one day after my 36th birthday. After my 37th birthday, because I'm 36, I'll be 37. But regardless, tonight I want to touch on some stuff. You feel me? So, like, back in the 80s, I was born in 1987. I cannot really relate to this extent, but from the movies I see and stuff, right? It was like, if you wanted to cheat, which is what it was, is you put writing on your hand and you palmed it and you did like the whole thing like that was a thing, right? When I was a kid in the school when I was a kid at school in the 90s and through the early aughts, one product that had become available was Spark Notes. So Spark Notes was for all the rich kids, I mean, if you could afford to go to Barnes and Noble in the year 2000 to buy some Spark Notes, your parents were not only had a little bit of money, but you also, had the opportunity to not cheat, right? Because Spark Notes, we go from straight up like cheating, I'd say, to a Spark Note era, right? Where there are mass published books that are sold at retailers that, in essence, break down the entire, assignment as it would concern you back then in that day. I'm not sure if it's still a thing. It probably still is a thing, but that's not what we're talking about tonight because we're talking about the transition from, the cheating in the 80s to sort of like the Spark Note, fad and craze in the 90s and the early aughts to now what is called Grammarly, right? And so if you haven't seen the ads, here on YouTube or anywhere else, I'm not sure if you watch enough content. I watch way too much, so do not like take me for any example at all. But I guess I see a lot of ads, obviously because I'm not paying for packages that, don't give the ads, right? Cuz it's like 50% more. And yeah, I'm cool with watching some ads. I enjoy ads. It's a different era. Free of ads is nice, but it's sort of like also I understand. I mean, I grew up with TV, so I see a lot of Grammarly ads, right? And here's the thing. So, like, I don't, I mean, I'm not a student in school anymore. I'm not a teacher, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not I feel like Grammarly is like, only going to help AI take your job faster in terms of, yeah, it might be like the golden age of for like the next 2 years or something where we see these ads pointed at people who work in offices. How many people still work in offices? I mean, I don't know. Anyways, so there's like these ads of young people working in offices, which I guess is like a throwback, to the 80s or 70s or something, because I'm not quite sure what world that is symbolic of. I mean, most of the big companies and firms and things actually do a lot of remote stuff, and if you haven't checked, current trends, there's a lot of empty office space in all major cities across this country right now because, well, there aren't people that are working in offices anymore. But let's assume that the world that Grammarly has set up for us is proper, you know, in that like you're streaming, you're vibing, there's a Grammarly ad, boom, you're a middle class sales executive at a company that still exists in the year 2024 that offers such a position and a high paying position and it got good benefits and all these things. But anyway, you're sitting there with your coworkers, you know, and you're chatting about what you and Oliver did over the weekend. You feel me? And then like all of a sudden, a project is due. You know, like this crazy project about publishing in the year 2026. I'm not sure, like on paper, I'm not sure at this point what we would be discussing in this particular scenario, but nonetheless, let's go with it. So we're still saying that, you know, there's something urgent that needs to be done. Tanya, because she was with Oliver, you feel me, was distracted and she wasn't able to get that quarterly report earnings done. So she just hops behind her desk, right? And she's just like, she opens up Grammarly, you know, and then the prompt on the commercials like, oh boy, what's she gonna do? You know, I think I said Kayla, so let's go live it. If not, where her name's been changed to Kayla. And it's like, what's Kayla gonna do? And Kayla's like, well, here we go. And she's like, toot 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 toot. That's not the sound keyboards make or whatever, but let's assume that it is. Toot 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 toot. And then you know, boom, quarterly earnings report smashed out the park. People are popping champagne bottles. Oliver is texting, you feel me, asking how Regina handled the news. Regina is Kayla's boss, you feel me, and Regina is over here wilding out, listening to like my humps, my lovely lady. It's a song, okay? I didn't make this up, but anyways, all of this is going down, and all the while, who's done all the work? Grammarly. You know, I mean, what a story. I didn't mean to get off on such a tangent, but I have an imagination, you know, and some of these commercials are quite literally like that. So, I mean, again, I'm just the guy talking about nothing. You know, anyways, Grammarly. So then I think to myself, okay, so I don't think this scenario is going to happen in real life, right? And if it does, it's too far between. So then I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's pretend that I'm 9. Let's pretend that I'm watching, you know, my favorite content on YouTube, and I stumble upon like some Grammarly ad, right? You know, and Grammarly is like, I'm like, it's a 9-year-old kid. I'm like, holy potatoes. There's a whole website. There's an app. There's something I don't have to ever do any work again, you know. And it's sort of like, yeah, I guess not, because institutions, academia, students, everybody's using Grammarly. And again, half of me doesn't blame them because again, I like to do nothing. I advocate for nothing. I'm not in the office. You know, I'm just saying that like I get it, you know. You don't want to do anything, right? I feel you. This is vlogs about nothing. I'm just saying that like I don't I don't know if that's like that's a kind of passive learning that I'm not sure is entirely like the best in terms of, well, I mean, I would just it's so tough. It almost makes you wonder like if there's going to be any jobs in the future. Like there are any currently. You feel me? So like I mean talking about some of this stuff, you know, as I get older too and as I like think to myself about what I'm saying as it concerns the future, you know, a lot of it depends on opportunity. A lot of it obviously all depends on people having a job, but then it really doesn't. Not for me, because I don't want people to have a job because there aren't going to be any jobs. So UBI, you know, socialization of some certain programs. I'm a social capitalist. So let's not get all crazy with the socialist stuff. I'm a social capitalist. There's a video all about it just right below. I encourage everybody to watch it. There's so many videos on this channel. Like seriously, it's like a whole thing, you know, it's like a whole thing. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful night. I really do. I hope that you have fun, you know, if you're a student or a professional using Grammarly, because hey, you know, again, who doesn't want to do nothing, and how much easier is it to just put in the prompt like make this more creative. You know, and then I mean it's sort of like, hey, it is what it is, you feel me. I think it's an interesting time in life, and all of the ads that we're seeing are like different in that they're slapping on some real serious stuff as it concerns, the development of how the future will be, and as it concerns jobs. That's all that I'm saying, because jobs equal money, and monies need to be had so that, monies need to be have so that you can go spend all the monies and stuff. I hope that you guys have a really good night. Thank you so much for watching, all right? Bye.